Yes, hello everyone, welcome back to another random video on a Thursday. This video is gonna be about booktube, book related stuff. You know, I haven't made one in such a long time and I've been wanting to make one. I know this video is probably not gonna get that much views, but I don't mind because, you know, I really wanted to make these videos. So also, yes, I'm putting my hair in a ponytail because my hair doesn't look the best, so I need to look decent. So today I thought I'd show you some of my books that I read during quarantine, during lockdown, during corona pandemic. I have to say I'm quite proud of myself. I read so far about 14 books. Last year in 2019, I read only 8 books in 2019. Only 8 books. Which is why I'm really happy that it's not even half of the year. We're just starting with June, so technically it's not even half of the year yet, since June is not ending. But I've already read 14 books, almost more than half of what I read last year. That's crazy. I'm glad. I love reading, so I thought I'd share some of the books I've read so far during quarantine, and also giving you a short, very short, simple, spoiler-free review on them. And yeah. Okay, the first book I read this year is called Ghost of the Shadow Market by Cassandra Clare, featuring Sarah Reese Brennan, Maureen Johnson, Kelly Link, and Robin Westerman. If you don't know about the Mortal Instruments, this is part of the world, the Shadowhunter Chronicle world. I gave this book, I think, 4.5 or like 5 star. I completely forgot, but it's amazing. I love her short story novels. Her short story novella compilations are amazing because they talk about not only one character but also like multiple characters in the entire Shadowhunter world, and I just love it so much. I remember just being so sad reading this book because there's so many sad stories, but also heartbreaking stories, and also like happy moments that I really like. Cassandra Clare, once again, will always be my favorite author because she created this world which I am just deeply in love with. Second book I read in 2019, wow. Second book I read in 2020. Technically, I didn't read these 2 books on quarantine because I read them in January and February, so not yet quarantine, but I'm just gonna include them, you know. Second book is Red, White, and Royal Blue by Cassie McQuiston. So I gave this one a 4 star on Goodreads, but I think, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 or 4 stars. I know some of you are going to be very surprised because this is very highly requested and a lot of people love this book, but I find this book really fun to read. It's a beautiful, cute story about the Prince of England and the first son of the United States, so it is an LGBT story. I know I'm not giving it a 3.5 because it's LGBT. I have nothing against LGBT, what the fuck. I did not feel the wow factor or like the heart-wrenching moment that people have been reviewing. The reason I read this book was because a lot of people said it was amazing, absolutely perfect, and this is absolutely cute to read. If you want a cute LGBT story, if you want a cute romance story between 2 characters who are high in their positioning or in their country, it's really good. It's just I didn't feel that heart-wrenching romance. Once again, I am not a big fan on contemporary romance. Literally 80% of my bookshelf are fantasy. I'm just a fantasy boy. I don't have that much romance books. I have a couple of romance books that I have not read because I just don't know if I'm ever gonna pick them up, although I have them because, you know, I want to have them. I'm not a romance fan, so keep that in mind, but this was not bad. 3.5, maybe 4 if I'm being generous. If you are a huge fan on romance, then this is probably your book. Once again, I'm not a huge fan on romance. I love romance when it's in a fantasy book, so you know, I'm a fantasy kind of boy. Next book that I'm gonna show you guys is actually a series, but I'm just gonna show you the first book first. It is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. If you love fantasy, you have to read this. I don't know why, but this book, this world was so good. This is actually a reread. Last time I read this was around 2018 or 2017, and then I wanted to continue the series, but I forgot the majority of the story, so I decided to reread it again, and I just remember how much I loved it. It was amazing. Honestly, I think I gave this one around 4 stars because it was amazing, but it wasn't like, whoa, I'm out of breath. Why am I out of breath? But if you want to read a fantasy series, I recommend this so badly. It's amazing, really. I have no words. I don't know, I just love the characters. I love the main characters. I love the side characters. I just love it. I just love it. And then the next book that I read is the second book of the An Ember in the Ashes series, which is A Torch Against the Night by Sabaa Tahir. This is also wow. Just wow. I think I gave this a 5 star, really. It's just wow. Oh, also note that I'm not good in giving descriptions, so if you're hoping for a synopsis, maybe you should Google search it because I'm really bad at giving a synopsis. So the next book I read is actually the 3rd book in the Ember in the Ashes series. This is A Reaper at the Gates by Sabaa Tahir. It is the 3rd book in the series. It is, once again, so good. This series I love so much. Maybe I should give you like what this series is about. So basically it's about this slave named Leia and also this soldier or assassin named Elias who are in this empire. It's very Roman Empire inspired, but it is not Roman mythology or anything like that. It's just inspired by their culture a lot. Note this is set in a different world. It's not our world. It's set in a different fantasy world, so it has different political system and also different geography structures and stuff like that. So we follow these two main characters, Elias and Leia. Elias, I don't know how you pronounce his name. Elias and Leia, who have contradictory opinions and feelings about how the empire is. And in this empire there are so many mythical creatures, there's so many history and about magic, about how their world was created, and apparently those two are related to these mythical problems that you should read. I'm bad at description. If you love fantasy, so good. This is a 5-star, I think, or 4.5. There's no way I gave this lower than a 4. It's probably 4.5 or 5-star, let's be real. The next books that I read are another series. It's a very popular series in the internet, in booktube, in book YA young adult world in general, but my opinions on them are very unpopular and also very contradictory, so I'm just gonna say it. I have not finished the series. I was gonna wait for me to finish the series,
but then like, oh, I can make a part 2,
which is the Throne of Glass series. I finally read it. My friend Hannah from Dazzling Reads said you should give it a try if you really love fantasy. And I gave it a try. And the first few books are so hard for me to swallow. The problem is not even the plot. The problem is the main character. We follow Selena Sidortian, who is an assassin, and she got captured by the kingdom, by the king, and then the king gave her this proposal where if the assassin, Selena, worked for him, then she might regain her freedom one day. So she agrees and she becomes the king's champion, aka the king's personal assassin. And turns out there are more to the story, which you guys have to read. I am planning to make a specific video just for this series when I'm done, so that I can give you guys my full opinion on it, because I have not finished. I'm on the 7th book, Tower of Dawn. So is that the 7th book or the 6th book? I don't remember. There's so many books. This was like a 4-star. I like the premise. I like the characters a lot. Unpopular opinion, I like Kale. Unpopular, I fucking hate Selena Sidortian throughout the entire series. Next are the 2nd and 3rd book of the Throne of Glass series, the Crown of Midnight, and then we have the 3rd book, Air of Fire. I like this book. I think it was okay. I give it maybe a 3.5 or a 4-star. I'll explain in more detail in a specific video when I'm done with the series. This was a 3 or 3.5 star for me. This was not even a 4-star for me. This was such a force. I feel like the author suddenly wanted to change the root of the story. So this book was completely dive into a different, deeper, it's a more complex world, which I appreciate at the end after reading the next books, because it is beautifully crafted in my opinion. But she desperately, the author, wanted to change the root of the story. And I still hate Selena Sidortian, but we are introduced to a new character called Aileen. If you've read the book, you know what I mean. Aileen is still an annoying bitch. That's it. That's what I'll say. If you want me to do a full depth review, I will on the entire series, but like spoiler free, so don't worry. Next we have the 4th book, Queen of Shadow. I think this is by far my favorite one. This one and maybe Empire of Storms. It's really good. This one I really like because we are introduced, well, actually in Air Fire we are introduced to a new character named Manon Blackbeak, which I just love. I love Manon Blackbeak so much, and I love Manon Blackbeak in this story. I am rooting for her and I want Aileen to die. I think I gave this book a 5-star because it was really that good. The ending, the last half of the book was amazing. The 5th book in a series called Empire of Storms. I have to admit I like the cover a lot. I just find it really nice to look at. Once again, I hate the main character. I hate Selena Sidortian. I hate Aileen. The ending was, I admit, heart-wrenching. The ending was crazy. I did not see it coming, but I gave this book I think a 4-star. I'm not giving it a 5-star. This does not, in my opinion, deserve a 5-star. Unpopular opinion, I know, but I'll give a more in-depth review soon. I fucking hate Aileen. And now here I am. We are following a different character, a different main character, because basically this book and this book takes place in the same time. Like they're actually on the same time period but different journey, because there's 2 main characters. the one in this one, the one in this one. So basically it's like two main characters following different routes. This one I was not expecting to like as much as I did. I have not finished, but I have 200 pages left, so I think I actually have like my rounded opinion. I love the new characters I've met in the story. I love the diversity, the differentness of this book compared to the other. It's like a breath of fresh air. I haven't finished this, so I haven't rated it, but I'm probably gonna give it a 5-star because so far I think it's amazing. I love Kale Westfall, which is Westfall, is that his name? Westfall. I just like this main character, even though he's so problematic. I think that's why I like him a lot, because he's not perfect. He's not the perfect prince of fairy. Like fucking perfect creatures. Ugh, it's so annoying to read. This one is a flawed man, and I appreciate that. I appreciate flawed characters because they make me feel that they're real. So far, those are all of the books I read in this quarantine. I've read 14 books. I'm going to read more. I can't wait to read more fantasy books. I have some in my list that I have in mind. I'm going to be reading Chain of Gold after this series. I'm so excited to read Chain of Gold. I am going to be making the Sarah J. Maas Throne of Glass series review, my thoughts spoiler free soon when I'm done with the series. Most of my viewers are not gonna be interested in the book videos, but I don't mind because I like making them, so I'm just gonna continue making them. But thank you so much for watching. If you stick to the end, you guys are amazing. I hope you guys are staying well during this quarantine, and stay safe everybody, and I'll see you next time on my next video.